Hey everybody, Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3 has begun on this epic day of messages from Spirit. This is a 99% clairvoyant reading. If you're watching this live, hello, and thank you for joining me for today's program. And if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, please subscribe to the videos. Please like the videos. Yeah, I'm all up here. So yeah, do all that stuff for me. Please subscribe, like the videos, hit the little bell there so you get notified about when I'm putting videos out, which is going to be a lot more often, I'm telling you. And also leave me a little comment so that YouTube will use their algorithms to send Coaching for the Soul around the world to give people a little bit more Coaching for the Soul. All right. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Teresa Parker. Hi, Suze. Hello, Patrick, my friend Pet. Today's going to be epic. So you'll probably need to watch this more than once because it's going to come fast and furious. I'm probably not going to be able to get through everything. Hi, Alexis. Probably not going to be able to get through everything today because I've now had 5 pages of notes. Hi, Nancy. So we'll probably have to do one either next week. I'll do this like another one next week, or I may do it. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. So I don't know. They gotta tell me how we're going to do it, but there's all kinds of stuff. Hi, Haley. How you doing? Yes. So wait a minute or two, see who pops on. And yeah, I won't be saying hello to people after I start because it's gonna block my energy, okay? Hey, Karen. But I've got probably 11 things. We're not gonna get through 11 things, maybe 5. Hi, Kathy. Yeah, so we'll see what comes up. But there's lots and lots of energy. So, hi, Laura. Namaste to you. Thanks for joining. Yes. So there's a lot. There's so much. And I'm going to try to break it down so everybody can understand it. Because not that you guys can't, but I had to listen to it maybe twice just to kind of get the idea. And then had a conversation with my guides about, okay, so what does that mean? The chimes are going gling, gling, gling. Hey, Carol. So yeah. So it's going to be, hi, Shannon. So it's going to be important. Hi, Allison Strange. And guys, chimes. Hey, Kath. Ask questions in the feed if you would like. I'm going to try to answer them all, and I'll leave it up on my Facebook page probably till 7, okay, with answers. Because as soon as I post it on YouTube, I normally delete it, but I won't delete it this time. I'll answer the question. I'll leave it up to about 7. So if you want the answer to your question, go back on my page. Hey, Amanda, I'm Bill Clairvoyant. Okay? All right, so first off, welcome. It's going to be an amazing hour. Okay, first thing, quantum jump happens on March 21st. Okay? Hi, Susan. And we've talked about quantum leap energy for the last year, maybe year and a half, okay? This spring equinox is going to change everybody's life. I will guarantee it, okay? Why is that? What is going to come to we're all going to feel this jump in energy, okay? We've been in pre-fifth dimensional energy since 2020, like we've spoken about before, okay? Trying to get all our ducks in a row, trying to get our stuff right, trying to get everything where we're comfortable, okay? Well, I'm telling you right now, everybody's feeling it. It's, again, we believed it with quantum leap energy, which it is, all right? But what is happening right now is it's so freaking cool. We live in this circle, right? Okay? And inside the circle is becoming another circle. This is the circle into 5th dimension from 2020. All right? So what's happening full force, March 21st, is inside. It's starting small and it's going to expand for the next 3 years or 4 years. Okay? As Spirit has said many, many times, your life is going to change in the next 3 years. as it's changed in the last 3 years. We'll get to that in a minute if I have time, okay, of what the 3 years is all about. As you go through this process, as you start to be deeply connected to spirit, okay, as fifth dimension just engulfs you, okay, because it's going to. You're going to have epiphany after epiphany after epiphany. And I will tell you what that is also in a minute, how important epiphanies are. As it expands inside this tube, let's say, okay, and it goes from small, the energy builds, 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 the energy builds. And what happens is it comes out of the energy we've been in for 3 years and gets bigger as it comes out of that energy circle. Fascinating. So that's why it expands. That's why we expand. That's why we all of a sudden have this collective consciousness that we didn't understand what it was. It is going to elevate everybody. Everybody's going to have these great epiphanies, these great understanding moments of, like Spirit has said before, how do I know that? How do I know that? And how do I know that? It's all coming, chimes, it's all coming out full blown March 21st. That's a month away. You will start to feel the energy. You may feel awkward. You may feel, yes, Spirit says it has nothing to do with emotions. It has everything to do with energy. Now, you will feel fear, Spirit says sometimes, okay, in this because it's new. Like Spirit has said before, ego does not know what that energy is. All right, work through it. Deep breathing. Stand in your energy. Understand that you're an extremely powerful human being. All right. Again, I've said this before. If you're watching Coaching for the Soul, you're no weakling. If you're a weakling, you'd have left already. Because I can look back to 2017 when I started this program and how much it has grown and what it has grown from. Listen, guys, you guys are star seeds, 100% star seeds, okay? So as that happens, the timeline is going to speed up, all right? Fear will dissipate, Spirit says, all right? It will dissipate. It will be less than. That's the only emotion that you will actually feel as you move, starting next month, into this new dimensional energy, this quantum leap, this quantum jump, okay? Now, the epiphanies. I've always wondered why Spirit will not give me the whole deal, right? I don't understand how you can't go further than that. Can you tell me what's going to happen with Maui? Can you tell me what's going to happen with this? Can you tell me what happens with that? No. All of us have that, all right? They're never going to tell us exactly how it's going to happen. Why? Because we have to be on a road of self-discovery. We are explorers that came from the universe. Here. Total sense. Total sense. They can lead us right up to the line, Spirit says. Bill, we can lead you right up to the line. And it's interesting. They would like to talk in deeper detail with like more bigger words and things like that, which my vocabulary is very limited because I had a big, wasn't able to pronounce a lot of words when I was younger. A stutter, okay, an extreme stutter. Because this was going really fast with the voice in my head, and I couldn't get the words out fast enough. For now, I've kind of learned how to, do some basic things, and it really, really works. So my vocabulary is very, very small. I am connected here. I'm not connected to books. So they're leading me up to the line to where I can explain things to myself, but they can explain it to me. I can explain it to you. I make it a little technical today because I kind of know from what I've heard and what I've seen and what I've kind of gotten into. So I'll try to explain it as much as I can. So stand in your fear. Understand that it's there. Understand that you are an extremely powerful human being and that nothing there is going to hurt you. Nothing there is going to harm you. It's going to expand your consciousness, Spirit always says. And it's very, very, very true. Now, okay, so we talked about every 3 years of this expansion. The reason why it is in a 3-year cycle is because we come from water. Okay, now, Neptune, King Neptune, the king of water, has been in Pisces, water, okay, for the last 3 years and will be in it for another 3 years. All right? 3 and 3, right? It leaves in 2026. It's been in there since 2011, but it really started to come to pass, really started to try to understand this knowledge, not only of the quantum jump, which is part of this, but also understanding water. All right? Now, water, more and more, we're finding out is coded. C-O-D-E-D. Okay? There's codes in the water, spring water, well water, not water from the tap, if you have city water. Okay? Everything that is city water, if you get it from the tap, right, is all uncalculated. It's all uncalculated because that's the only way at the time human knew how to purify the water from the sewage or from the chemicals. Okay? Now, under the crust of the earth, there is a massive amount of what's called primary water. And Spirit says, and I got confirmation on this, primary water, there's more primary water under the crust of the earth, okay, than are in our oceans. That water is extremely programmed for our future, all right? So when you can drink spring water, drink it. Why? Because it has all kinds of what they call fauna, things from the environment in the water, and you drink it and you feel rejuvenated, okay? Key thing, if you can help not drinking tap water, don't drink tap water because it's all been misconfigured, all right? So spring water is extremely good. It has pure minerals. We're starting to understand at a molecular level exactly what the water does for us, okay? Spirit also was talking about how in third dimension, the last chapters of 3D, all right, that we got away from actual water because of the pollution in the water. So what does man do in 3D is we reconfigure it. We put chlorine in it. We put all kinds of chemicals in it to neutralize everything, including the sewage, all the bad things that would be in it from industry, from us being on the planet. All right. So as this starts to take as this starts to work, okay. Again, it works with the quantum jump. All right. And Neptune is the king of water. Okay. And so having us be more in the water, okay, be more in the sea, even in a lake. All right. Even in a lake like the Great Lakes or something like that is great. With the salt water has energy in it. And that's where some of our energy in the future is going to come from, is from understanding salt water's conduits. It can take a negative charge, it can take a positive charge. That's where we come from. We always wonder why when we sit by the beach, on the beach by the sea, why we feel so, even with a lake, like Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, things like that, right? Even smaller lakes too. But really energized is because I always thought it was the energy of the waves, which it is, but it is the sea water energy that is we are absorbing as we sit there. We are sitting there without even paying any attention until now that I know why that sea makes me feel fabulous, why that sea makes me clear-headed, why that seawater, that energy takes all my worries away. It relaxes me. Of course it does, because it resonates with where we came from. Spirit would always show me how we developed coming from the water. He never said sea, okay? I was assumed it was the sea because the world was pretty much covered in salty water. There wasn't a lot of fresh water. And what they showed me was us, the energy of the water and the microbes that we are infused us with that energy. We got further and further out of the water, further and further out of the water on the beach. Would we go back? Yes, we'd go back to be energized again. Kind of like food, okay? Kind of like going back in, getting energized, and I'm going to let them push me back out. I'm going to let them push me back out. That's fascinating to me. Fascinating. Why we are so in tune with that water is because of the salt in the water. Since I think we're like 99% water, it makes sense. Because we come from the sea. We need salt in our diet every day. Again, that's how it works. And that blows my mind. Okay? So as the primary water gets found, because it will, okay? The thing that we have to worry about, and we'll talk about this in a minute, is the wrong people finding it. All right? The wrong people finding it. Because the dark forces, which I think I've talked about a little bit, not a lot, there are dark forces that are looking for every opportunity to stop the ascension. It's not the devil. It's not anything like that. Okay, that's all religious stuff. We'll talk about that maybe in a minute. That as we come together as a whole, as we come together as a collective consciousness, as we work within this energy, this King Neptune energy, which is coming to the forefront, which is moving us into I kind of said to Spirit, it's a fourth dimensional tube, fourth dimensional energy. He goes, yes, for some people now. Others have moved into the front of that fourth dimensional energy, that tube, right? As it bursts out of 2020 to 2023. And we go for 3 more years, all right, with Neptune being in Pisces, all right, that it expands even more, and we go into 5D beginning in 2026, 2027. I mean, Spirit kind of had an idea what that was, but this was solid, all right? So the next 3 years are going to be transformational in the best possible way for every person on the planet. Every person on the planet. And as we go through it, as we totally start to understand it, because we will understand it, we will totally get the whole scenario of, oh my gosh, that's why I feel like that. Oh my gosh, that's why I feel like that. Oh my gosh, I know that. I know that too. How do I know? Okay? So water is going to be absolutely so important to us in the future, which it has been in the past, but we're going to learn how to clean it up. We're going to learn how to use it for our own benefit, for energy, for understanding, for absolutely connecting with the divine and the universe and fifth dimension into consciousness we never dreamed possible. I never dreamed possible. I've always said, I don't know how we're going to get there. Spirit just says we're going to get there. Well, guess what? They got intricate yesterday after I watched these videos and things like that, and they just click everything together. And it makes so much sense. And I'm like building energy in my chest, and the chimes are going. I'm like, yes, my gosh, truth, yes, yes, yes. I'm writing all this stuff down like a maniac because I have to. If not, it'll be gone. So water is important now. It's going to be definitely important in the future. So as you start to learn more about water, as water changes the way that you feel, that's why I've been saying for the last couple of weeks, couple of months, whatever it was, drink more water. Guys, I guess it's not tap water. I guess it's spring water, not carbonated water. It's spring water. There was another thing that, because it has pure minerals in it. But there's something else that I have, and I don't know where it's at, of another type of water. Any type of water that doesn't come from the tap, that doesn't come from the city, that isn't city water, is good for you to drink. All right. Yes. It not only will rejuvenate you, it will all, this is interesting, it'll make it easier for you to ascend, get into that higher level of consciousness as we're burst through this tube, this energy tube, into and out of, into fourth dimension, which most of us are in now, others are not. That's okay, they're gonna be in there too after the spring equinox. And then higher and higher into 5D and beyond, Spirit says. We've always just talked to 5D, right? Maybe sometimes I've said 5, 6, 7, whatever, maybe higher. Well, guess what? They can tell me the whole story till now, up to 12D, everybody. That absolutely makes my heart go, blah, blah, blah. It's fascinating because it just makes me feel like I need to be there, right? That's my destination. That is my destination. Which at 63, they better get on the ball. But understanding for everybody. So when people come to you and say, "This is what's going on. What is going on?" All of a sudden you're going to have this information and this knowledge of, "Oh, that's what this is. Oh, that's what that is. Oh, drink more water." Why? Because guess what? The molecular structure of the water connects to our human. Okay? Connects to our human inside, outside. Okay? And that is so important for your ascension. Spirit has talked before about changing what you're going to change what you eat, going to change what you drink. That's exactly what that is. Okay? It's all part of that package. Now, yes. Okay. So another thing about the water, it is the Piscean and Aquarian frequency, which you are taking in. Okay? Aquarius is not water, it is air. Okay? But the age of Aquarius is where we're at. All right? Especially when Pluto goes into Aquarius for good in 2024. This little time, like I said, March 21st till the end of May, spring equinox, until the end of May, when this energy pops out and we start to move, is super, super, super important. Why? Not only are we experiencing new life, we're experiencing new epiphanies, we're experiencing new stuff. It is also when Pluto goes into Aquarius for 3 months this year. Then it goes back into Capricorn. And at the end of the Capricorn cycle, so everything that has happened to us, the deconstruction of our life in the last, since 2008, is now over. Now it goes into this newfound age of Aquarian energy, which is 5D and above. All right? And water is a big part of that, a huge part of that. Now, I think I talked about the epiphanies. As the epiphanies come, I will tell you, document them. I don't care if it's on your phone. I don't care if you're going to write it out. It doesn't matter. But you need to document them. Why? Because they will be important to you in your journey, Spirit says. It will be a travel note. All right? Because as you go further and further into high dimensional energy, you will not remember. I will tell you straight out, been there, done that. I'm glad I documented stuff about my earlier life because guess what? It's all a very, very faint memory. It's all a very faint memory, okay? I got to put the dog's blanket on, guys. I told myself I wasn't going to do this, but he's really struggling, so I'll be right back. Come here. Come here. Go into bed. Go into bed. Go into bed. Here. Come here. Go into bed. He's my little baby, right? Gosh, it's just crazy. Just crazy. So, let me get back on the track. Hang on, let me get it. Going through that. The water. Yeah. Piscean and Aquarian energy. It all works together because of the age of Aquarius, because of Pluto being in Aquarius, because of Neptune being in Pisces. It all is forming one big, huge tidal wave, pushing us forward into our future. Because we will be, I'm telling you, we will be ready for 5D by 2026, 2027. Okay? And what that looks like is euphoric. Like I said before, as you have epiphanies, document them. I don't care how you do it, but you're going to look back at that and you're going to go, holy, you know what? I can't believe all the things that got me to this point. Spirit also says that for us, most of us, I would say, they will no longer distract us, like Spirit has talked about. They distract us to get it to another level, to leading us blindly, he's always said, right? That is no more. Okay? That is no more. As you have epiphanies, document them because you're going to need to follow them to find out where you came from. Okay? So when you do go into fear, you can stop and go, okay, look at this. Look how far I've come. Look at this. Spirit says a journal, a timeline. He doesn't care what it is, right? He doesn't, it doesn't matter what it is. But he says your inner self is going to want to know when you are triggered by fear. That, okay, look how far I've come. I need to let that third dimensional stuff go. Because you're traveling at such a high rate of speed that that goodness awaits as you leave all of your 3D fears and your bullshit and your stuff and past lives behind you. Behind you, which is amazing. Because like we talked about before, we're going back into 5D where we were before we decided to come into this third dimensional for 12,000 years learning process of strife and struggle. So we're going back home, Spirit always says. We're going back home, right? So they have to get us prepared for that. Not only psychologically, but physically and also spiritually. So as your head starts to tingle, document it. Document how many times it happens, all right? Your brain is being connected to God, to the universe, to everything, all right? And it's preparing you. Like I remember telling this story, 2018, all right? That I had a conversation with Spirit, and he's like, Bill, if we told you everything you would be right now, your brain would go zzz, and you'd be sitting in a mental hospital rocking with a straitjacket on because your brain's not prepared for what we have for the future. And B, being the muggle, oh, come on. What are you talking about? Come on. Well, no, I get it, right? With the epiphanies, same thing. Bill, we can only tell you so much because you have free will, right? And epiphanies lead us to explore. They lead us to wonder. They lead us to what if. This is a good what if. So what if that happens? Interesting. What about the water? Okay, I kind of get that. As it starts to react in your body, as it starts to flow, as you start to go, WTF, it's an amazing journey and you want to document it. Now, as the collective consciousness rises in energy, it's not just one or two of us, it is billions of people rise into this place, all right? The dark forces are no match for us, all right? Because there are dark forces on the planet and more are coming to the planet to crush the light of 5D and above, okay? They know the transformation we're going through, okay? They know. And they believe they can stop us. They can't. It's not going to happen. So when you, and it's kind of like what we hear now, right? On the news and things like that, about two sides in the United States and the dark forces or whichever side you might be on. There's ones who would stay in 3D, and we know who those people are. It's a political party, right? Or let's just say a thinking group. And then there's the others, which is the ascendant party, which is the party of progression, the party of moving where we're supposed to go, allowing ourselves to go in that direction, okay? Not to say that in today's America, those people will do things, but we don't know. So as the energy starts to shift, because most of those people are not coming with us, guys, straight up, they're not coming with us. So as we go into this fifth dimensional energy on a quantum leap freaking timeline, which is, can you imagine 3 years? 3 years from now, next month, we're going to be in a totally different place on the planet. Totally different place. Okay? And that blows my mind. It's only 3 years, but the last 3 years went how fast? Extremely fast. Extremely fast. All right? So, another thing back to the dark forces, okay? They will use symbols to try to convince us not to ascend, okay? And it's called a merkabah, all right? Now, the merkabah that they will use is more than likely the Star of David, okay? This is sacred geometry. And that right there, guys, if I can point it so you guys can see it, I don't know if you can, that is the merkabah of the future. But I don't think I can get it to go with my screen. I can't get it to go. But I'm going to try to print it and put it on my Facebook page, Bill Clairvoyant. And also the Coaching for the Soul Element private group, and also on Bill Clairvoyant Medium Psychic. But this is what this says. Combines opposing energies in perfect balance, masculine and feminine, earth and cosmos. The union result in a activation of light and protection around your body that can transport your consciousness to higher dimensions. Reminds us of the potential power we yield when we find balance and raise our vibration. That is New Earth. That is New Earth. New Earth. Okay? There's New Earth and there's what's left. New Earth is already in the process. We know that. New Earth is already there. Okay? Pluto is in Aquarius, the age of Aquarius, for the next 20 years, starting in 2024. Okay? So 2044, if anybody's still, I'm going to be here at 83 years old, right? Guess what? As we transformed in 2008 till now, with Pluto being in Capricorn, destruction of our lives, in some cases, okay? Into an 8, and they had to do that, get us to change, get us to shift, find our spirituality, pay more attention to what's going on in our universe, okay? Getting us ready for the age of Aquarius, which is 20 more years starting next year. They're giving us a taste of it from the spring equinox until the end of May. That's why Spirit has been saying, pay attention. Set your intentions. Make sure that you no matter what it is. I want to be a millionaire by the time I get to 2026, or a billionaire. It doesn't matter. I want to have this life. I want to have that life. It's okay to ask for what you want. You have to be selfish. That's where the human part comes in, right? Because when we get to that collective consciousness, when we get to that 5D and above, okay, we'll want nothing. We'll be in bliss. We will be in a place like heaven, only living in that, actually living in that, becoming global citizens. And I believe, from what I have heard, that at 26 and 27 is when the visitors that are here from other galaxies, other planets, will begin to reveal themselves. Okay? Will begin to reveal themselves. Okay? From Palladians, from the Atlanteans, to the Lemurians on the West Coast, Octarians, yes. The great aliens will show themselves. Every identity, Spirit says, will be shown between 2026, 27, and 2030. Maybe some beyond, okay? But think about this. If you look back at 2008, okay, I think it was September 2008, and 3 years later, where were you? What happened in those 3 years of Pluto being in Capricorn? How did your life change? Mine changed crazy. I moved back from Chicago, back to Michigan, back to Metro Detroit to work at a store that I opened, blah, 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 blah. And 4 years later, I quit my job. I couldn't do it anymore. Okay? So in 3 years, 3.5 years, I left my Chicago job and transferred back to Michigan for more money, right? And more prestige. And I lasted 4 more years. So that's 7 years, right? 7.5 years. So think about now till 2030. Think about that. Think how different you're going to be if you look back from 2008 to 2014. Everything is going to change. Everything is going to shift. Now, this is kind of freaking cool. One more thing, right? I've talked about to a lot of people that I do readings and things for about starseeds, okay? After 2000, All children are connected to the universe, are all star seeds. All right? Okay? Everybody was afraid in 2012 when the Mayan calendar ran out. Okay? There's people saying it was doomsday, even 2000. Doomsday then, well, that's the Mayan calendar runs out in 2012. Well, I've spoken a lot about, from Spirit, through readings, about how everything shifted in 2012. Okay? That's why we had the president we had in 2012 as a bridge to 2016 when all hell broke loose. Okay? And again, transformation, right? In those 4 years, we got Me Too, we got Black Lives Matter, we got a bunch of other suppressed people to come into the light so that it could be healed. Okay? So 2012 was the end of the Mayan calendar, and guess what happened? It started into progression into fourth and fifth and sixth dimension. That's when it truly began to happen. When the Mayan calendar ended, that was the end of old Earth, Spirit says. New Earth began in 2012. All right? So think about that. That's 11 years ago. New Earth has been developing and pulsating and gaining more and more energy. Spirit says nuclear energy, positive energy, and it's over here, right? And it's thumping as we gradually go to it. We leave 3D. We're marching towards New Earth. Okay? And it's been there, began to develop. I was ascended from the universe in 2012. They didn't give me a time or a date or anything like that. Chimes. Okay? So that's when it actually began to happen. So if you look back at 2012, right? That's why it's so interesting when we look backwards, because we can look back and go, holy shoot, that's a timeline. Timeline to boom, to boom, to boom, to boom. I married my husband. I married my wife. I had my third child. Whatever it might, I quit my job, whatever it might be, right? Got a divorce, whatever it might be, that allowed you to move higher in ascension without really knowing why you're being pulled into this emotional tornado of releasing things as you're becoming more and more spiritual and you don't know why. People are coming into your life as spiritual people and you're like, understand what the hell they're saying. You're drawn to them. You don't know why. You think it might be God, or you think it might be anything but that. Might be a little bit of religion, maybe not. You have all these questions that began in 2012 as the children were being born in the year 2000. So all these parents were having these rainbow children, and they didn't know how to take care of them, right? There's indigo, there's crystalline, and there is the rainbow children underneath the umbrella of indigo children. Indigo, crystalline, rainbow, okay? They all have a different facet of connection. They're all, and I just got that too. Holy shit. It's 3. It's another 3. It's another freaking 3. The children that will inherit the earth come from 3 different categories. 3 years, every 3 years, we move into new dimensional energy. 3 is a master number. I mean, or I don't know if it's a master number, but it's an extremely lucky number. I know for me, I live at 3369. And again, they picked the apartment for me, right? I knew it was supposed to be here, blah, 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 blah. I get it. As you look backwards, you see the timelines. That was in 2010 when I moved back home from Chicago. Okay? Getting ready for 2012. See? Things at work started to be really bad in 2012. Really bad. And I left in 2014. Makes sense. So we have to look backwards to understand those things, right? We have to look backwards. We have to look forwards too, but we have to allow that to happen. We have to allow that to truly infuse us and allow them to elevate us and open ourselves up. How do we do that? Just be. Just flow. But the Mayan calendar ending and everything being dropped down, the energy being dropped down, brought to the earth, right? And all of us not really recognizing it, some people must have, right? How does that happen? It's fascinating. It blows your mind because 9 years ago when I quit my job, I was a guy working in a shoe store with a voice in my head, really, really good at my job, and had made a lot of money, stuff like that. And who I am now, I'm a totally different human being. Totally different human being. And all of us are going through that process, okay? I'll never forget I was in therapy for a while, and my card reader in Jackson would always say, Bill, keep going to Stefan. Keep going to Stefan, Bill, because you got to get all that stuff out of your head. You're going to do great things. I'm like, come on, what are you talking about, Bonnie? Come on, just a guy, da-da-da. No, Bill, I'm telling you, you're going to do all kinds of great things. Well, now I kind of get it, that I need to get all that junk out of my, right? Out of here. And that is exactly what got me to this point. I started therapy in 2000. Interesting. Yeah. I was gone in Chicago for 3 years, 4 years. 3 years. And started back up in 2010 when I got home in October. Okay. And I was done in 2013. Quit in 2014. See? That is exactly what that's about. So, how much time we got? Okay, 20 minutes. Okay. So, I want to talk about David and Goliath. All right. I spoke a minute ago about the collective consciousness growing and growing and growing, okay? The dark forces, okay? Believing that with their calculations, that with their third dimensional thinking, with their belief that they can squelch the revolution, let's say, of positivity, of spirit, of connectivity, okay, of activation, spirit says, that it is like David and Goliath. They will look at us as being small. They will look at us as being, as not being worthy of their attention. And they believe, Spirit has said this, Russia and Ukraine. Russia thought it would go into Ukraine a year ago and crush them and own the country again. Not so. David is winning, okay? We will win also. So when those dark forces start to come at us, that's where we have to work through the fear, right? Because change is going to happen. And change. And your guides, I'm telling you guys, you will have conversations with your guides in your head, and you will talk back to them vocally, okay? I would rather you do that than do it telepathically, okay? Because you got to build a channel with energy, all right? You will have all kinds of connectivity with your guides by 2024. 2025 at the latest, all right? Because you're on that trajectory of energy. You're on the trajectory of everything is connected. All they're doing is making you more and more connected as we come out on March 2023, right? On the 21st, we come out of that, started small, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And now our next chapter is inside that, starting out, let's say it's a penny or a dime. It's a penny, it's a nickel, it's a quarter, it's a $50, it's a silver dollar, and then boom, for 3 years. Absolute ascension. But the David and Goliath effect, because we still have 3D programming, Spirit says, and that's very, very, very true, okay? We can't lose all of it yet. We've been in it for absolutely thousands of years. Thousands of years. And it is not going to be able to be all shed. It's about being conscious, okay? What does consciousness mean? Being aware. Being aware of how I feel. Being aware of why I feel this way, all right? Consciousness is, why is that happening to me? Or hell, why is that happening to me? I'm digging that. There'll be less and less of why is this happening to me? Because that's their dimension, okay? This over here, by the way, and in front of me, and on top of me, and over here, and over here. Oh my gosh, look at all this great stuff. And I will tell you guys, you will say this. I never thought I'd be this person. I can't believe that they're giving this all to me. the knowledge, the love, the understanding, the money, the lifestyle, the connection, because you all are going to have it just like I've got it. And mine gets stronger every single day. I'm just the guy at the front who doesn't have a teacher. My teacher's them. I get to help you guys understand through what I talk about and teach, right? That this is what you need to do. This is how it's going to work, right? And what you don't have to understand, this is something else they told me. Stop worrying about your place. Stop worrying about your place in ascension. That's third dimensional, which is true. Well, where am I at? How come? It's an emotional response to I'm going to be left behind, abandonment. So somewhere in your lifetimes, you were abandoned, which of course we were abandoned, right? Parents died, however it was, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. So that still comes with us, right? So in this time of transition, in this time of quantum slingshot, we're going to be like, holy moly, I can't believe where I'm going. I can't believe how much I've shifted. I can't believe what I know. I can't believe. It's amazing, Spirit, and I thank you so much for taking me on this journey as more and more great things come to you. And Spirit even says, you don't even have to accept that stuff. It's yours. And by the time that you get to that place in front of you, it no longer says this, it's there, okay? As you go into this new energy, as you leave the past behind, as you understand that that is your destiny, you will be absolutely floored in, oh my God, it's all mine. Oh my God, it's all mine. Oh my God, it's all mine. And what does that actually mean? Everything that you want will come true. If you don't know what you want, you will know what you want because they will tell you where you're going and what is yours. Epiphanies. Okay? They'll give you more and more epiphanies so that you work more and more towards the epiphanies, discovering what it is. Okay? Because we are people who have always went to discover things. We've always been, that's what human does. Human needs to discover. We've always been travelers. We traveled here. And on this planet for the past millions and millions of years, however long we've been around, of course. See? So as you get those epiphanies, you go, oh. And some will say, ego, well, you know what? No. They're going to give that to you anyway. And then they're going to look at you and say, so what are you going to do with it? Because remember, as we go into fifth dimension for sure, your negative ego will turn positive. So all of us that are thousands of years old, right, that have never known a positive ego in third dimension, we knew it in 5D, before 3D, right? When there was the mass die-off of everybody, the Mayans and everybody else, right? The Atlanteans, the Lemurians. Yeah, see? We knew it. We're just returning home. That's why it switches back to a positive ego. It's only a negative ego in 3D. And that freaking blows my mind. I didn't know how we were going to get that. I had no idea until yesterday. How are we going to get the positive ego? Well, guess what? We've already had it in 5D before we were in the third dimensional realm of struggle and starvation as human beings. Right? Poof. We don't have to worry about that or think about that because everything that we were before, we will have again. And that makes me so excited because now I am getting a hint. I'm getting an understanding of why I'm not in Maui yet. They didn't tell me 2018 when they told me I was moving to Maui how long it was going to take. They just said you're moving to Maui and blah, 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 blah. You're going to have this house and blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. I took it literally. Well, I was a literal muggle with the voice in my head, connected to spirit, but not connected the way that I needed to be here today. Okay? So as it all starts to come to us, right? Again, epiphanies. Spirit does epiphanies for me, not only when I'm in the shower or brushing my teeth or sitting watching Facebook watch or watching YouTube stuff, right? At my nighttime kind of chill down thing. He also brings me in the daytime if I'm watching certain videos. Bing, epiphany. And I have to write them down. Because if I don't write them down, I'm not going to remember what the hell I got at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Not going to happen. Why? Because I'm in this stratosphere, this energy, this 5D energy that I explain to people as often as I can. It's kind of like being suspended, okay? Nothing really bothers you until it does. You're kind of foggy. You can't really remember a whole lot. It's hard to put 2 and 2 together sometimes. It's hard to have a conversation, right? I can see where telepathically it makes all the sense in the world is because to get the words out and construct a freaking sentence sometimes can be extremely difficult for me. Extremely difficult for me. And Lee gets frustrated, right? Because I can't tell him what I need to tell him because it's hard for me to get all the words to come out of my freaking mouth. So telepathically, I get it. I get how I can talk to Kathy, or I can talk to Sherry, I can talk to Nancy, I can talk to Liz, right? I mean, I can talk to Karen, Erica, I can talk to all these people, you know, I don't know if it's going to be a ding ding or whatever, or hey, it's Bill, whatever, how it's going to happen. But I believe, and I kind of understand now, why telepathically is much easier than having a voice. Doesn't mean that we will lose our vocal cords, that we'll lose our voice. I believe, from what Spirit has told me, eventually you will. You'll become non-speaking beings in 1,000 years, 500 years, whatever it's going to be, right? In and on New Earth, which again blows my mind because I wonder what we're going to look like. I wonder what we're going to wear. I wonder what we're going to think about. I wonder, is it Star Trekian? What is it really? Again, that's my Capricorn brain, right? What does it really look like? What does it really do? Things like that. Yes. Also, understanding that with the structural water, it will heal you. It will heal more and more people. Okay, as a collective, as a conscious collective, gets stronger and brighter. Epiphanies, it's going to happen, guys. It's already happened. It's happened already in the last 3 years. Epiphanies on how to use science to make our lives better. How to get rid of disease. How to get rid of paralyzation. How to get rid of all kinds of skin things. And I mean, we're going to be transformed into ultimate beings. Okay? Ultimate beings. And transformation, Spirit says, will be transformation will be in front of our eyes. We will see it happen in time. Kind of like when we get older, okay? How we transform, how we kind of morph, right? I look more like my father every day, and I never thought I'd ever look like my father. Ever. Same eyes, not really the same nose, but same shaped head. I mean, the more and more I look in the mirror, I'm like my freaking dad. Same ears, they get bigger and bigger every freaking year, right? It's crazy that you get older. They do that, but we morph into what our DNA tells us to morph into. Well, as our DNA is checked deeper and deeper and deeper, because it will be, okay? We will, I know. I see why he led me this way. As we go deeper and deeper to our DNA and finding out what is in our DNA, we will realize at the time of the very soon before or very soon after of the reveal where we come from. Which alien race we come from. Okay? A lot of us came from Palladians. Arcturians also. They've never left the sky right there. I've always thought we were the hotel. Or we were the cultivating dish from people there. Because I've talked to so many, I'd probably say, 2 dozen people, maybe 3 dozen people who are so connected with either they're a princess, they're a prince, they are a queen, they are a subject of those 2 planetary systems. And I can see guards around them. I can see if they are reptilian. I can see if they look like the beings on There we go again. Close Encounters of a Third Kind. All right. Or they look like the gray aliens that have been in my house 3 times in 2018. Hence, 2018. There again. Epiphany after epiphany. Why are you here? We believe that he can help us with technology. He can help us with blah, blah, blah. And Spirit says, no, he cannot. He can barely use a cell phone because at that time he could barely use that. And they said, but he's the brightest light in the wormhole. He cannot help you with that. Blah, blah, blah. And also, one of them, we were in a conversation about this. Spirit said, you cannot hurt any humans. And the alien said back, only the bad ones. Dark forces. All makes sense. And at that time, Spirit says, no, you cannot hurt any humans or we cannot help you. Because I was not in a place of ascension to where I would be powerful enough, or even powerful as I am now, to be able to use my energy to help them. Weird but true. Right? And when they talked about hurting the humans, only the bad ones, well, I thought, why do we want to hurt the bad ones? I don't understand that. Again, I didn't know about the dark force. Okay? It's kind of Star Wars-y like, right? It kind of is the way that I look at it. Maybe that's simplistic because it's easier for me to understand. Okay? So as we go forward to 2026, 2027, 2028, and beyond, we are going to change and morph into these beings, and there's more and more science. There's more and more everything. Why? Because Pluto is in Aquarius. And Aquarius is where science is at. It is where pharmaceuticals are at. It is where healing is at. It is where everything is at. Because the age of Aquarius is going to be absolutely mind-blowing and blissful for everyone in it. Because we'll all be in it. The others will have passed. They will have passed. All right? It's a 20-year cycle, right? Pluto's in Aquarius for 20 years. And a lot can happen in 20 years. I mean, I feel sorry for the people of Turkey. 33,000 people have died in Turkey from that one earthquake. 7.8. 33,000 people in less than an hour died. 9/11 had 3,000. 33,000. Threes again, right? I just got that. Threes again. Threes. Okay? One more thing before I go, I'm going to get this in, is, and I'll talk about it next week, King Pluto, or King Neptune, okay? Oh, I got to do this for you guys because you're going to freaking freak the hell out how this works. Okay. If you've ever seen a statue of King Neptune, he has a trident, okay? It's the 3-prong, right? He's holding it, okay? King Neptune can also be called Poseidon, okay? As society, as the energy becomes trifactication, bringing unity, because in threes, right? We went through 2020 to 2023, from 2023 to 2026, maybe 2027, but they're not really sure. And then 3 more years, we're in 2030, okay? Trifactication. Sorry, guys, I don't know if trifactation brings unity, okay? What is interesting is that on King Neptune's trident, there's 3. So far, we've had 1. Okay? Next month, we start our second one. There's 1 more left. Okay? But what's interesting about that, it's all about water. It's all about the water. Crazy. Is that religion took that trident and made it evil. Who carries a pitchfork with 3 things on it? Let's say dark forces, right? No such thing as the devil. That was made up by the church to get people to follow him by being afraid. As long as they kept the people in fear, they could control them. They could control them. Okay? So isn't it interesting how they took that trident, from King Neptune, from Poseidon, and made it into a symbol of fear, knowing it would return, knowing that before religion, there was everything we're going through now. Before religion, right, in 5D, that came out of freaking nowhere. That is so freaking true. Yeah, right? That's amazing to me. That is how they control. That's how they've done what they needed to do to keep it in line. And as the lines get wider and wider and wider and wider, and into being non-existent, because that's what religion is going to be, non-existent. Okay, in 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. All right, as we go into truly 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, 9th, 10th, 12th, 11th, and 12th energy, right? In that dimensional create stuff that is just mind-blowing. All of what we know will be gone, okay? And we receive, I know, King Neptune and the trident at 2030. Okay? We have 7 years of this, guys. And what a ride it is going to be. What a ride it is going to be. And I cannot wait. Next week, we're going to talk about the children of Neptune. We're going to talk about phase 2 of the push and the equinox. We're going to talk about more about New Earth. We're going to talk about how we are going to be decoded, right? How that works and how it's going to be, and how connected we're going to be to it. We'll be able to do it for other people. Yes. It won't need to come from them. It will come from the collective. The decoding will come from the collective. You will be infused by the collective with brand new energy, with brand new epiphanies, with brand new everything, because we are spirit. We are the collective consciousness of God, of spirit. And the collective consciousness and God from 5D and higher, we've been here before. And it's all returning in the next 20 years. Fascinating. So I will answer your questions. Like I said, I will leave this video up on Bill Clairvoyant until 7. I will go now and I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel. So please, everybody, if you please would, check it out on the YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, like the videos, leave a little comment, even if it's hi Bill, okay? Because YouTube will use those algorithms to absolutely send this message around the planet. And I'm going to try to have Spirit give me a title so that it goes to more people. That's how it works. The title of the video is very important. And it's hard to learn. Yeah, so I'm going to try to make it a good one so more people can see it. Yes, so if you do that for me, I would appreciate it. Love you all. Namaste. Questions, 248-310-7689. I'm always around. I'll answer them till about 7:30 at night. I'll do it in the morning. Sometimes I do it at 11 o'clock at night if I'm hanging out on the couch doing whatever. But don't expect that because it's not going to happen most times. Usually I'm got my buds in, I'm YouTubing, or I am totally into Facebook Watch and watching this cool stuff that shows up from Gaia and stuff like that, right? It's funny that how we learn, okay? I think it's cool stuff and I'm just watching it and it doom, 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 and I get all these hits, okay? So there's more where this comes from, and we will do it next Thursday at 3 on Coaching for the Soul.